We've talked on the YouTube channel about Silent Hill and this franchise, past, present, and what could very well be the future of this franchise. And I want to talk more about Silent Hills and the game that we were supposed to get here that never ended up happening because of the separation of Konami and Kojima. And I want to talk, though, guys, because of the rumblings, the talk, speculation that this series could very well be coming back with Kojima at the helm. I want to talk about the top 5 things that we want in Silent Hills. And when I say we, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions here. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. Let me know, though, in the comment section down below what you all want to see in Silent Hills. So let's get into it. Coming in, guys, at number 1 for me, when it comes to Silent Hills, just make it happen. Konami, Sony, Kojima, make it happen. We want to see another title, obviously, in the series, but I would love to see what was going to be Kojima's Silent Hills and his take on this franchise. We all know, guys, with Playable Teaser, or, PT, that this was a title that was, Silent Hill. I mean, it was going to be within that universe and everything, and obviously, the separation between Konami and Kojima happened at a point in time, guys, where I really actually wish that at least we would have gotten Silent Hills before the separation happened, but it happened before that. Nonetheless, guys, I just want to see this title happen. There was so much excitement around it. I for one, guys, I'm a massive horror fan. You guys know this. But I would have loved to see Silent Hills and actually, got to really play this title. And we didn't get that. So just make it happen, please. At number 2, guys, I actually really want to see Silent Hills pick up directly where Playable Teaser left off, or PT left off. So we know, guys, as you're going through, I would actually love to play that style once again, where you have like these different types of puzzles and such within Silent Hills. In PT, guys, you're basically going into the same hallway over and over again throughout until you're able to leave. And each time you go through the hallway, it changes. And so things like that I would love to see here, but I would love to see them like pick up right where it left off, where it was almost like this semi-open to this open world scenario where you see Norman Reedus as in character in the Silent Hill universe. He's staring down a road, and obviously, guys, he's in Silent Hill. And I would have loved to see, picked up and started right where that left off. I think that could have been a really cool, scenario. And I would love to see puzzles and things of that nature similar to what we saw in PT throughout the course of the story. That would be awesome as well. At number 3 for me, guys, I've stated this ad nauseum at this point on the YouTube channel, that when we talk about these IPs that are AAA, titles, I always say that they need to be full packages. And look no further than Silent Hills as well. I want to see a full package here for Silent Hills. That being a full-blown single-player story, co-op modes, and multiplayer. And the reason is guys, because after you're done playing that single-player story, instead of moving on to other games, you very well may just continue playing Silent Hills, especially those of us who are big fans of the title and really just big fans of the franchise as a whole. Gives you more reason to come back to the game over and over again, to play co-op with your friends, to go up against waves and waves of enemies in like a PvE setting, or being able to play multiplayer, PvP settings. All of those things I would love to see here. It justifies the $60 price tag, which I don't think Silent Hills would be a free-to-play game, but nonetheless, I would love to see a full package here, because obviously I think it would do well to really bring the community together to play this title, but also keep you there. It's one of my biggest criticisms of Death Stranding, which was Kojima's newest, game, or latest. That being that there was nothing after the campaign to really connect with the game. You could, of course, play the campaign over and over again, but for the concepts and all of that, I loved the story, loved the concepts of it. I just wanted to continue like ways that I could connect afterwards. I thought that they had there could have been some really cool concepts with the multiplayer, so on and so forth, but they never did. So I just want to see a full package here for Silent Hills. Coming in, guys, at number 4. I alluded to it earlier, but I want to see Hideo Kojima take the helm once again of this title. I don't want to see anyone else right now because I think that Kojima was meant to do a horror title in the Silent Hills universe or Silent Hill universe. I want to see Kojima be that guy and do it because I don't know if anyone's going to be able to really capture what Kojima was going for with, Silent Hills, the first time around. Now, obviously, if you were to ask me, we're not going to have Kojima as the director of this, but we are going to bring it back. Do you still want it to come back or do you not want it to come back? Absolutely, I would say I want Silent Hill to come back. It's been a long time since we had a Silent Hill, but I would prefer Kojima to take the helm here, without a doubt, guys. It's one of the top things that I want out of Silent Hills, because Kojima is one of the best in the world at the craft, and I think that he could really bring some very intriguing elements to Silent Hills, and I think he already had a lot of those that he was planning on, but never got to finish. Coming in last but not least, guys, at number 5. I think Kojima does a really good job many times, guys, when we talk about setting things up for the future and how what he a lot of times does is he kind of creates a game, and when he, at the conclusion of it, a lot of times there's a lot of mystery, but many times he kind of just sets it up as its own story. Like he's not planning on making another game in that specific franchise, whether we're talking Death Stranding or a different IP. Sometimes, they definitely have those moments where it's going to kind of, set up what is to come. But I think that with Silent Hills, I really want to see, even though Kojima doesn't do it all the time, I would love to see him set up the next generation of Silent Hill games. I'm not expecting him to make do Silent Hills and then a Silent Hills 2 and then 3, so on and so forth. But I am hoping he sets up this one for the next generation of these titles to come out, so that there's something to follow it up with. There's other, directors that can come in and such. I just think that he needs to really start it, and it would be awesome to see him do, multiple Silent Hill games, but this one I believe needs to set up, regardless of whether it's Kojima or someone else, set up the next generation of Silent Hills games. But with that, guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what is it that you all want to see out of Silent Hills? Is there something in particular that you guys want to see? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Silent Hills content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.